that sounds good.
Sounds good. Good enough. Good enough.
Now, I would prefer if you do the game in English this time.
Okay, I can.
Okay.
Hey, sí. Hablo español. Okay.
Let me find the records
you wanna do,
before we get too far into this.
Do you want to do commercials, or would you rather me?
I'll do commercials. I'm fine.
Okay. And I gave you the sheet, or gave you a sheet.
You gave me a sheet somewhere.
Somewhere. I've got another one here if you want to.
Let me find it.
All right.
Let me find it. I saw it.
Here you go.
There it is.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Very
that was
good.
close.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do
Okay.
it. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sunshine State Conference basketball. It's the first round of the SSC tournament. This is a game between the University of Tampa Spartans and the Rollins College Tars. The Spartans come in the number 2 seed in the SSC tournament and thus earned home court advantage in the first round of the tournament. Other first round games are being played at 3 other sites, with the seeds number 1s, 3, and 4 hosting their respective games. Eckerd was up 21 at halftime over Lynn, a game that I saw score a little bit ago. But this is a game against the 2 seed Tampa Spartans and the 7 seed Rollins Tars. And Jack Ike is alongside. I'm Scott Lynn. Nice to be with you. This will be the last time we're together here on Women's Basketball Tournament. And the men, of course, from Tampa are playing tonight as well.
Men are on the road at 7:30 is their start against Nova Southeastern. The 3 other games in this women's tournament all started at 5:30, so we'll have finals as this game goes on.
Very good. And you've got the brackets there, so if Tampa would happen to get a win tonight, or if Rollins gets the win, they will advance to face the winner
of the Eckerd-Lynn game. In the upper bracket, number 1 seed is Florida Southern against number 8 seed Berry, and then number 4, Nova Southeastern, is playing number 5, Embry-Riddle. Tampa is a 2-7 game against Rollins.
All right, very good. Well, Tampa comes in with a record of 21-7 overall, 13-2 here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center here on the campus of University of Tampa. Tampa finished 15-5 in the Sunshine State Conference, the number 2 seed. A lot of times you can tell how good a team is if they have a winning road record, and
right.
Tampa was 8-5 away from the Martinez Center. That tells you something about this team.
Yeah, this conference is one that you're not going to get through unscathed, and if you can come up with more wins on the road than losses, you are doing a pretty good job. And the Spartans don't play that many non-conference road games, so that's a pretty good conference schedule that they got through.
They are coming off a 53-45 loss at Lynn last Saturday. Now, Lynn, as we mentioned, down 21 at halftime at Eckerd. So I mentioned to Tom Jesse that halftime score, and he goes, oh, great. Lynn's getting killed, and we lost to them on Saturday in our last game. But Tampa went scoreless the last 3 minutes and 49 seconds of that game. Lynn only had 1 field goal in the last 3.5 minutes themselves, and only made 1 free throw in the final 3 minutes and 21 seconds, but they still had enough of a lead, and Tampa's inability to put the ball in the basket gave them no chance to win. They had previously won 7 straight and 11 of their last 12. Rollins, meantime, is 11-15 this season, 8-12 in the SSC. They have lost 4 of their last 5. It's a second straight losing season, a rare losing season for Glenn Wilkes Jr. They were 12-14 a year ago. We're going to have the national anthem here momentarily, and then we'll have the starting lineups for you, and we'll continue to talk about this matchup between Tampa and Rollins with a chance to move on to the SSC semifinals. Here's the anthem. Tampa against Rollins. We're just about ready to get things going. Let's get you the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Rollins Tars. They, again, have lost 4 of their last 5, and after meeting Tampa earlier in the season, when they came into Tampa, they had won 6 out of 7, and they were 8-4, 5-1 in the SSC. They lost that game against Tampa, went 3-11 after starting with that loss at Tampa, so they really have been on a bit of a downturn, and certainly Glenn Wilkes Jr. hopes his team is able to come back strong tonight. You can see it's going to be, they're introducing one player from each team, but I'll give you the Tars starting lineup. Number 00, Yari Martinez Toro, is a 5'6" sophomore out of Puerto Rico. She is one of the guards for this team. Rachel Jablonski is number 11. She is a 5'8" sophomore from Orlando, Lake Highland Prep. Vernicia Andrews, number 23, is a 5'9" senior guard. She has started every game this year, has a couple of double-doubles, as a matter of fact. Carly McClendon, the leading shot blocker in the Sunshine State Conference, is number 30. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, leading shot blocker. She does it all for the Tars. She's had 7 double-doubles this season. And Tiana Rosser is number 34. She is a 5'11" redshirt junior. And McClendon, I should mention, is a 6'1" senior out of Sanford, Florida, Seminole High School. The head coach, Glenn Wilkes Jr., in his 33rd season, 708 career wins, 264 losses, the winningest coach in Sunshine State Conference history. Picked up his 700th career win in November, a win over then number 17, Embry-Riddle. Assistant coaches, Courtney Berry, Eddie Cole, Tammy Stark, and Sarah Taylor. For the University of Tampa, Stacia Tyder is a 5'8" senior from Orlando, Florida, playing her last game here on the Martinez Center court. She's a leading scorer and assist person, steal person. She has done it all for the Spartans this season. A team high 11 double-doubles this year. The senior from Orlando, Florida, Colonial High School. Chris Nelson, starting point guard, 5'4" junior from Augusta, Georgia. Dory Nodge has 9 double-doubles this season. She's the second leading scorer and 7th leading scorer in the Sunshine State Conference at 14 points a game. In SSC conference games, she's actually scored even higher, 15.4 points per game, and the leading rebounder in the conference at 9.1 rebounds per. She finished second in the Sunshine State Conference in field goal percentage, number 2 in the SSC of all players with 5 field goals made per game or more. She's really been on a nice run at the free throw line as well. Emily Eshu, senior from Naperville, Illinois, Benet Academy. She's the three-point shooter for this team. A terrific 5'9" player out of Naperville. And Lauren Cody, number 32, is starting at the center spot. The senior from Findlay, Ohio. Her parents are here today and made the trip for this last game on the floor here at the University of Tampa. First shot of the game is launched by Tiana Rosser. No good. Spartans are going to have their first opportunity. Chris Nelson.
Do you have that all memorized?
No.
No?
I have notes, crib notes. This is Nudge.
I tell you, Nudge McClendon was a good matchup a couple weeks ago when we watched them here.
It was. Now, Lauren Cody, we should mention, the 6'3" senior from Findlay, she has, in the 2 matchups against Rollins, 14 block shots. She had 6 blocks in the game here, and then a career-high 8 blocks at Rollins, had 9 points in that game, 9 rebounds, I should say, and 4 points as well. So she's had 2 really good games against Rollins this year. Shot put away, no good. McClendon up, no good. Nudge finally secures the defensive board for Tampa. A minute in, no score.
Teams are battling for the chance to make the Final Four. Everybody, the winning teams will converge on Fort Lauderdale this weekend, with Saturday and Sunday being the Final Four.
Eshu for 3, and there the senior knocks it down. She points to Dory Nodge and says, way to find me. 3-0. Eshu had made 10 of 17 from beyond the arc in the last 4 games prior to going 0 for 3 at Lynn in the season finale.
Well, she's a 48.6% shooter from 3, so more than likely it's going to go.
Rebound no good, and the point guard, Chris Nelson, rips the ball away from Lauren Cody. Yeah, Eshu is terrific. In Sunshine State Conference games, 49%, as you said, rounding it up a little.
Yep.
Whistle and a foul.
2 Spartans in double digits, 15-4 for Nudge, 14-3 for Tyder. Eshu at 8.9. Malia Sullivan has climbed up to 6'6".
Yes, she has. SU, by the way, with her 46th three-pointer of the season, she moves one ahead of Julia Ingram. They came into this game tied, even though Ingram has played 337 fewer minutes. So she comes in launching when she comes off the bench. There's a three-point try again by SU. This one no good. SU 42% in the entire season, but in conference play, as Jack mentioned, now shooting 49%. That's terrific shooting. There's a three-point shot, no good by Rosser.
Little background on the Spartans in the tournament. They have won 5 SSC tournament championships. The last one in 2016. They've also won in 2000, 2006, 2007, and 2009.
The whistle and the foul was called on Vernicia Andrews. Second team foul. And a three-pointer by Tyder is dropped through the nets. It's 6-0. Spartans on top of Rollins. Andrews gives it to Martinez Toro. Into McClendon. She is a lefty. Good defense by Dorinaj that time. Here's Martinez Toro, leading three-point attempter on this team, but she's defended. Here's McClendon. Turn around. Iron. That's all on Nelson. I think that's her third rebound already. 5'3" point guard. Gave it up to Tyder. Tyder to Cody. It's like a free throw, but she gets 2 points for it. It's 8-0. Spartans off to a terrific start here on their home floor.
You have to like the fact that Lauren Cody was not afraid to take that shot. Wide open, about 12-footer.
She likes playing against Rollins. Defense and offense, apparently. Andrews gets it in to Rosser. Now McClendon, a long two-pointer, no good. Iron, and Nudge goes and saves to SU.
Nice athletic save.
If they score here, I think Glenn Wilkes Jr. will probably call a timeout. Nudge fakes a shot. Great fake. Got her own offensive rebound and is fouled. Not in the act of shooting, so it'll be Spartans ball out of bounds.
Last year, the Spartans lost in the first round of this tournament to Barry, 71-68. And as I mentioned, in 2016, they were the champions. They defeated Barry, defeated Nova Southeastern, and defeated Florida Tech for the championship.
Spartans will inbound. 6 minutes left, first quarter. Nelson inbounds. Tyder thought about a three, but McClendon got out there, and she is the top shot blocker. Oh, how did she find Nudge? Oh, she blows the assist and the layup. Those two things were connected. Jalen Harrison in the game with the basketball now. Gives to Jablonski. Jablonski to McClendon on top. And here goes back to Harrison. Harrison with 9 to shoot. The shot is off the iron. Long rebound to McClendon. Good defense there by Tyder now. Rosser, who's launched a couple of threes. Didn't get him to go. Now here's a three-point shot. Rattled around and down by Jalen Harrison. 30% shooter on the season. She made a season-high 4 of 8 in three-pointers against Weber International earlier in the season. So she can shoot the three, even though she's just a 30% shooter. And that's not terrible. Tyder thought about it, got it in to Cody. Cody skips it up on top to Nelson. Nelson, nudge, skips it over to SU. She launches a three, no good. Rebound into the hands of Jalen Harrison. Rosser gives it to Harrison. One more time, it goes into McClendon. McClendon with 1 foot in the lane. Gets out now and sets a screen for Harrison. Harrison drives down the lane, throws it up wildly, no good. Cody with the rebound. Nelson now will run the offense. Spartans scored the first 8 of this game. It's 8-3 now. Subs waiting to come in. Three-pointer and a whistle and a foul on McClendon. Tider will go to the line to shoot three.
Boy, that was an ill-advised foul, fading away.
And there's going to be a timeout on the floor before the free throws are attempted. We see Julia Ingram, I believe, yes, will be coming into the lineup for the University of Tampa, and subs as well, I believe, coming in for Glenn Wilkes Jr. and the Rollins Tars. After the timeout, 3:54 left here, first quarter. It's Tampa 8, Rollins 3 on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Some of our great sponsors, Krispy Kreme. They've been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Stop by for an original glazed donut or any other variety. Pair it with a hot coffee. Visit our nearest Krispy Kreme on West Kennedy. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts now. And if you want a secret, 7 seconds in the microwave.
Oh, man, that's my favorite. Yes. They melt in your mouth at that point.
Told somebody about it at the baseball game, and they're like, 7? How did he figure that out? And I said he started with 4 dozen donuts and experimented.
Yes, you experiment. 2 seconds, nope, not quite warm enough yet. 3, nope, but that was good. That was a good one. And then we went right up to 7. And then
he said, did he really try 4 dozen donuts? I said, I can't claim it was all in one sitting.
It's over time. It's experience. That's a lot of early mornings at the radio station. Yeah. That's a lot. That's what that is. Before I forget, I want to thank Tom Colby for all of his help throughout the season, and this Dom, the whole Sunshine staff, the whole University of Tampa staff, the SID staff. Certainly, athletic director Larry Marfis. We want to thank him for the opportunity to do these games. I'm Scott Lynn, Jack Ikes alongside. We've called all of the men's and women's games, home games this
season long.
Been fun doing so.
Yep. Spartans and Rollins tournament history. Spartans have won 9 of 14. They're 9-5 against Rollins. Have not met in the tournament. It's hard to believe since 2009.
Wow, that's
10 years. Well, technically 11 years.
Well,
11 tournaments anyway.
Yeah, and you advance into the tournament and you get another game to try. Yeah. It's not just the first round matchup. That's interesting. Because again, both these teams have had a lot of success.
Yet they've played Rollins more than any other team in tournament history.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Tider has made her first 2 free throws. She's got 5 points now, half of Tampa's total.
The other thing that's interesting is you look at their record against other SSC tourney opponents going back to the 80s. There's Central Florida. There's North Florida.
Wow.
Some teams no longer in the conference.
Exactly. We see Denise Daniels is in now, and also there's Rachel Leah, who just checked in. 28% three-point shooter, and after the make, here comes full court pressure. Tampa looked to be ready for it, and they bring the ball up and get it into the front court nicely. Only took them 6-7 seconds to do that. Just in time to warm up one of those donuts you were talking about.
That's all it takes.
Nelson launches a 3. It's no good. Rebound hauled in there by number 21, Denise Daniels, 5'10 junior from Orlando, out of Colonial High School.
That is a hotbed for women's basketball, I'm telling you.
Yep. And that's Stasia Tider's alma mater.
Tider. I know Karma Jeremy was from Orlando. I can't swear that it was.
I think she was as well. I had in my notes last game that she was also from that school.
She's usually at most of the games here, I noticed.
And a nice rebound here by Tider. Tider has had double-doubles seemingly. Well, it's not all the time. She's had 11 double-doubles this season. Ingram could not make the catch.
Nope.
Out of bounds, turnover.
She hasn't got more than 11. It's because she's been very close to having me.
Well, yeah.
She's always flirting with that.
Yeah, she's had between 7 and 9 rebounds a number of times. But again, she has been a consistent scorer all season. Even though her season high is only 19, I believe. No, 20. She's scored 20 3 times. But interestingly, she has only 3 games that she did not score in double figures. So 25 of the 28 games, she's been 10 points or more.
Yeah, if your high game is only around 20, that means you are just always consistent. Yeah. It's not like 30 and then 10 and 25 and then 8.
Yeah, she's the leading scorer on the team at 14.3 points.
Oh. Doesn't quite have the touch under there as Dory today.
No.
It'll come.
Off to a little bit of a rough start. Nudge has missed her first 3 attempts inside. Rollins moving the ball around. Asia Newsom's in the game. Asia to the basket. A little too hard. Nudge is doing her job, though, getting a rebound.
Tough shooting on both sides of the ball right now.
5 boards already for Dory Nudge. Leading rebounder in the conference. Nice pass inside. Kicks out to Titer. Great ball movement. Results in a 3. And Titer's got 9 already here in the first quarter. Titer, a 41% three-point shooter this season.
Well, she's done it with a regular field goal, a 3-point field goal, and 3 free throws.
Yeah. That's finding all kind of ways to score, Jack. Leah into the corner. Daniels gets it back to Leah.
Actually, I take that back. It's been 2 3-pointers and 3 free throws.
Eshu gives to Chris Nelson. Under a minute to play first quarter. Eshu, Nelson, Titer. Julia Ingram is the 3-point launcher, and she makes a lot of them too. She gets them up in volume. Eshu with 8 to shoot. Skip pass to Ingram. Drives baseline. Finds Nudge. 3 to shoot. She gets the shot away, and it's an air ball. Shot clock violation. McClendon is coming back into the game, as is Martinez Toro. 14-5, Tampa with its largest lead. The officials today, Ronald Lettington, the veteran. Michael Bowman, also Anthony Napolitano. That's the crew. And there's a shot wide to the right, hit the front of the iron, a little short, whistle and a foul. As they battled, Titer had the good inside position, and the foul is going to be called on Daniels, her first, and that's the team's 5th foul. So with 17 seconds left, 2 free throws coming for Stasia Titer. She could be in double figures before the quarter's out.
Should we scurry to the record books if she does that?
She'd be on pace for 40 or 44 if she makes 1 or 2 here. 40. On pace for 40.
I remember in high school I had 8 points first start, 8 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Thought, wow,
on my way.
I could have 32. Yep. Ended up with 8.
8, yeah. They shut you down.
Well, it wasn't that they shut me down.
You were stymied.
Yes.
Missed free throw, so she's on pace for 40. Malia Sullivan, number 24, the freshman from Bartow and Winter Haven High School, is into the game now for Tampa. That shot is no good, but McClendon was right there for the offensive putback.
You almost get an assist for that.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Tampa 15, Rollins 7 here in the first round of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament, the quarterfinal round in reality. I'm Scott Lynn, Jack Ike with you, and an 8-point lead for Tampa here on the SSC Digital Network.
Another sponsor is Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa. It is Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort. It's located on beautiful Rocky Point Island. Minutes from UT, Sailport is a refreshing alternative to typical box hotels. It's got spacious rooms, waterfront relaxation. Sailport Waterfront Suites, an official partner of UT Athletics. University Dining Services by Sodexo allows you to choose from 27 dining stations. They serve breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and snacks. It's the official concessionaire of UT Athletics. Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website, check dining services for the variety and their hours.
So Tampa shoots just 33% in the first quarter, 4 of 12, and Rollins shoots 6 of their last 7 field goal attempts. So, again, Tampa got off to that 8-0 start and then held that 8-point advantage here at the end of the first quarter. Stasia Titer with 10 first quarter points, 2 of 2 from deep, and 4 of 5 from the line, 2 rebounds as well. Titer has had a terrific, in fact, last game at Lynn, I don't know if you caught this, Jack, she had never had more than 2 block shots in a game.
Really?
Stasia Titer had 5 block shots at Lynn,
wow.
A career high last Saturday. To go was 17 points, 7 boards, and a couple of steals. Ingram might have got away with a walk. They skip it around to Eshu for 3.
Oh.
Iron no. A rebound hauled in, and here comes Harrison on the run. Martinez Toro gives it up to Leah. Leah skips over to Harrison. Harrison in the corner, defended by Titer. On top, Rosser's back in the game. Rosser.
They got a mismatch.
And there's a 3-point shot drained by Harrison. She's made a couple here. Now, she has 35 made threes on the year, so don't think she can't hit it, even though she was just a 30% shooter I mentioned earlier. She's made it a 5-point game by draining a couple of threes now. Harrison, the leading scorer thus far for Rollins. Nelson, tighter. She's hit a couple from deep. Into the lane she goes. Ingram for 3. And that's no good. Rebound McClendon. Dory Nudge is waiting to check in. Next dead ball. 15-10. Rollins can make it a one-possession game with a basket here. They have not been this close in a long time. That's a 2-point shot. No good. Tighter the rebound. Her third. Cody, SU, Tighter, Nelson, and Ingram. Good ball movement. Tighter feeling it. Back of the iron, no. Rebound, Rachel Leah. Leah, the sophomore from Williamsburg, Virginia, 5'7". Gives it to Harrison, and Nelson is on her now. Martinez Toro drives baseline, kicks to McClendon. McClendon back to Martinez Toro. Toro into the lane. A little teardrop off the iron. No, good block out by Cody. Nudge is still at the table. It's been a minute or more since I mentioned that. No dead balls. Good ball movement into Cody. Cody, boy, could have driven right to the lane, down the lane for a basket. She gives it to Ingram. I guess she knew what she was doing.
Yep.
Back to the 8-point lead after the 3-point make by Ingram. Ingram now 46 made threes. She's the team's best 3-point shooter at 43%. You got 3 prolific 3-point shooters for Tampa, all of them shooting over 40%. All 3 of them. Talking SU, Ingram, and Tighter. Out of bounds, still will be Rollins' ball.
Final scores from all 3 games.
Oh!
They're all in the books. And the top seeds, the higher seeds have won all of them. Florida Southern, the number 1 seed, beat Berry, the 8 seed, 89-71.
Okay.
That game was played at Florida Southern. Nova Southeastern, the 4 seed, beat Embry-Riddle, the 5 seed, 85-79. That game was played at Nova.
You would expect that to be a little closer.
And Eckerd beat Lynn 76-55 at Eckerd. So those 3 move on. If the winner of this game will play Eckerd.
Harrison for 3. Iron, no. SU comes up with it. Got it to Tighter. Whistle and a foul in the backcourt. Good hustle by SU. And the foul is going to be called on Rachel Jablonski. Second personal foul on Jablonski. We see Vernisha Andrews has 2 fouls. Tampa has only 1 team foul. Jablonski picking up the foul, apparently. And that was her first.
You know, it's interesting. We both were talking to Tom Jesse before the game, and he said he wasn't really a big fan of playing this first-round game on a host school.
Yeah, he would rather be at a neutral site.
Rather be at a neutral site. He said, this is just another home game. Regular season home game is what it amounts to. And he said that, you know, you really don't get the true feel of playing in a tournament when he basically said you need to neutralize all the factors, and that would be a neutral court.
A lot of tournaments do that. You know, obviously, probably as a cost-saving measure rather than having teams staying at a city an extra night.
3 days.
Yep. Travel. It's going to be a turnover. Just the second turnover for the Spartans.
But, you know, the opposite reason of that is there's a reward for finishing in the top half of your conference.
Right. It gives you something to shoot for. It's meaningful. I don't mind it. I think Tom Jesse, at this point, most coaches, they're nervous about the game, period. Right. So it's like, you know, it doesn't matter where the game's played. He was going to have something to say of like, I don't like this.
Yes.
This is nervous time. It's March Madness. Nice steal by Nudge. Anticipation. Knocked it away. Tighter came up with it.
You know, if you weren't playing for home court and you're on the 4-5 or something like that, you might think, what's the big deal? We're in the tournament.
Turnaround jumper by Cody is good. That equals the largest lead, 10 points. They had 10 in the final seconds of the first quarter when Tighter hit those free throws. Nice drive to the basket.
Very nice.
Boy, Jalen Harrison tucked it under her left wing and took it in. She is a lefty, so she was going to her strong side. But that was a nice move, and now an unforced turnover in the back.
That would be an unforced error.
Wow. Tom Jesse sat back and said, that can't happen.
I was watching the Wake Forest Duke men's game last night. Danny Manning, of course, the Wake Forest coach, and his team was being pressed, and somebody threw a pass that Danny Manning caught.
Oh.
And the announcer said, years ago, that would have been a good pass.
Yeah, that's right. And maybe even an assist. Driving to the basket strong, and a chance for a three-point play, Rachel Jablonski. And coming into the game is Summer Conti, 5'6" sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Sitting down is Harrison. Boy, she's had a terrific start to this game. Harrison with 8 points in 6 minutes off the bench. And the free throw is good. It's a 5-point game.
Well, they're hanging around. 5 straight points now.
Malia Sullivan came into the game for Cody once that turnover happened in the backcourt. They want to make sure a good ball handler like Sullivan can help them beat the press. They did not fully put the double team on that time. Here going to the basket is Sullivan. A little too hard. Sullivan had her career high at Rollins, 25 points, played all 40 minutes in that game. Here's Daniels kicking it to McClendon. Baseline jumper good, 1 possession game. It's a 7-0 run. It was 20-10 just a minute or so ago, and a near turnover in the backcourt. Spartans look a little shaky getting it across the timeline, and moving the ball around. Eshu, good quick defense. Getting out there in a hurry was Newsom. She has some length, so with only 6 to shoot, Eshu gives it up. Tighter knows there's only 2 seconds left. Ingram gets it away and hits it at the shot clock buzzer.
That was not an easy shot either, because I think she was fading away from the corner.
But she knew. She was very aware of the time.
Spartans are 5 for 10 on threes today.
Pretty much the difference, isn't it? In a 6-point game. They've made 3 more threes than the Tars have made to this point. Daniels, one-hand push shot, no good. McClendon got it up, but Ingram scoots to the basketball. Tighter. Inside it goes to Nudge. Step through move, and I think she's going to call for travel.
Second time.
And Tom Jesse taking a timeout here with 3:23 left. He thought she got fouled on the drive to the basket, and so did Dory Nudge, but it's a turnover. And the Spartans fourth, Nudge's second. 3:23 left, first half, 23-17 Tampa leading Rollins on the SSC Digital Network.
And Florida Orthopedic Urgent Care. Let's give it up to the team physicians of Florida Orthopedic Institute. It is Florida's largest orthopedic group. That's Dr. Seth Gasser and his sports medicine team. They keep our players active and safe on and off the field. Ortho Urgent Care, just minutes away in South Tampa. And at Jimmy John's, they're freaks about fresh bread, meats, and veggies, because that means better sandwiches for all. Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freaky
All right, sir. The preseason basketball picks in women's basketball, the Sunshine State Conference, I've kept that all season just to see. I'm always curious, how did the prognostications do? How did the coaches do when they picked it all up? First of all, Florida Southern was picked by 10 of the 11 coaches casting ballots to win the conference tournament, to win the conference, I should say, regular season, and they did. They did. They finished 25-3, 18-2 in the conference. Eckerd was picked to finish second and had the only other first-place vote. They finished third instead of second. Eckerd was 20-8 with a 14-6 conference mark. Tampa was picked to finish third. They finished second, 21-7, 15-5. We'll have more of that in a minute as we continue on. Rollins with the basketball. They did a pretty good job, certainly in those top three. Right now, they're trying to work it inside. McClendon, turnaround jumper, no. Tighter, another rebound, her fifth. She's got 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and 10 points already. We could be looking at a triple-double here. Long way to go, but she's very active so far. This is her final game on this court. The seniors, they had a senior day, of course, last Wednesday night. Oh, my goodness, just put the ball up.
Yep.
Emily Eshu had a wide open shot, but
she did.
I think she's maybe thinking a little bit too much about Carly McClendon and her shot blocking abilities. But she had a good look right there, just put it up off the glass. Inside 2.5 minutes to play. Lauren Cody back to the scores table, coming in next dead ball. Driving down the lane, Daniels, no. And a Nudge with another rebound, her 6th. Nudge is yet to score in 17 minutes. Missed all
She's
5
had a
of her
couple looks, though they do collapse on her as soon as she gets in there.
Sullivan lost the ball.
It did hit her. I'm pretty sure it hit a Rollins foot on the way out.
Senior Julia McClure coming into the game, the 5'8 senior from Secaucus, New Jersey. Cody's coming back in as well. She's coming in for Sullivan, and Eshu sits down as well. That's probably, I think that was in reaction. As soon as Eshu did not put that shot up when she was underneath, Lauren Cody was coming off the bench. Tom Jesse went down and got her. Plenty of time here to run some offense. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tighter for 3. No good. Rebound. Going the other way, Leah. Bring it into the corner. Up on top. Summer Conti gives it away. Now it goes inside to McClendon. Kicks it out. It's a long 2-point try. No good. A long rebound over Nudge. Hauled in by McClendon. A pass inside. And a good whistle as they were double teaming and holding Tiana Rosser. She did a nice job of pinning her defenders behind her, and they just had to grab her. Otherwise, she was going to be shooting a layup. So coming back in right now for Rollins is Martinez Toro and Jalen Harrison. Rosser's on the floor along with Leah and McClendon. That's the 5 on the floor. Catch and score. McClendon threw that one right down.
Kind of a baby hook there.
It was.
Went off the glass and in.
McClendon scores to make it a 4-point game.
Spartans have the luxury of Dory Nudge being a good ball handler and being the point on the press.
McClendon now with 6 points. There's a shot up and in by Cody. Cody having a nice game. Her season high is 10 points. That was at Alaska Fairbanks in that Christmas time tournament, or just before Christmas tournament. Rollins with good ball and people movement here. Good spacing. Martinez Toro took steps before getting the shot away. Here comes Eshu and Nelson in for Ingram and Nudge. No, Nudge taking the ball out. I stand corrected. It's McClure. They were coming in for the 2 Julias there. Julia squared.
Yes.
Sits down to get some rest. Nelson to Nudge. Cody. Boy, good ball movement again there. Nelson quickly to Tighter. Tighter had an open 3, drives down the lane, and good anticipation there, and a nice steal by Harrison.
Some not so smart passes we've seen today.
Well, they're a little bit too unselfish.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and score the ball. Your teammates will be just as excited.
Didn't have to be talked into that.
No. 10 seconds left in the first half. Rollins with a chance to cut the lead. McClendon, 19-footer, good! 25-21 as the clock runs out here in quarter number 2. We have reached halftime, and Tom Jesse is not very happy as he leads his team to the locker room. Even though the Spartans are up by 4, Glenn Wilkes' team has come and cut that 10-point deficit a couple of times. They're within 4 here at the break.
And I tell you, Glenn has used just about every player on his roster. You look at that, there's at least 12 players who have gotten on the floor.
Harrison and McClendon with 8 points apiece lead the way for Rollins. 10 points for Stasia Tider to go with 5 boards, 4 assists. And one of the big glaring things that you see is Dory Nudge, the second leading scorer on this team and one of the top 10 scorers in the SSC. 14 points a game on average. 0 for 5 from the floor in the first half.
She's played every minute.
So we'll step aside and come back in just a bit. It's 25-21. Tampa leading Rollins here at the break on the SSC Digital Network. We're just about ready to start the second half here at the University of Tampa, where the Spartans of UT lead Rollins College by the score of 25-21. 10 points in the first quarter by Stasia Titer, and the Spartans led 15-7 after one. But Rollins outscored Tampa 14-10 in the second quarter, and it's a 25-21 game here at the break. Tampa led by as many as 10 points in the first half on a couple of occasions, but it's a game now. 10 points, as I mentioned, for Titer, the leading scorer in the game. 6 points for Lauren Cody, a perfect 3 of 3 from the floor. Titer has a good all-around game. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Has made 2 of 3 from three-point land. Carly McClendon with 8 points, the only starter with as many. Jablonski had 1 3-point play for her 3 points. No other starters have scored. Martinez, Toro, Andrews, or Rosser all scoreless. But 8 points off the bench in 6 minutes for Jalen Harrison. She has really done a great job and knocked down a couple of three-pointers as well. The only 2 made threes for the Rollins College Tars. The rest of the team has missed 7. Tampa's 5 of 10 from deep. Ingram is 2 of 3, as is Stasia Titer. Emily Eshu made her first three-pointer, missed the next 2. Rollins will have the ball to start the second half, and we're just about ready to get it going. Scott Lynn and Jack Ike with you. Still got 20 more minutes of basketball. Hey, the way that Rollins came back, we might have more than that.
It's very possible. And as we mentioned, the top seeds in each of the 3 other games all moved on and will be getting set for Final Four weekend this weekend.
Well, how about that? Just like that, it's a 1-point game, and now full court pressure again.
You know, the press hasn't really forced Tampa into any bad passes. There was one that I can remember, but they just have not operated well once they've gotten into the front court.
Yeah, it really has just slowed them down. It's taken almost 10 seconds to get to the front court. Titer for 3, no. And a chance to tie or take the lead for Rollins. Those of you who are watching this game, probably Paul Hunsinger and the Eckerd College team might be watching right now. We welcome you to the SSC digital broadcast. Cody with a good seal out, and going over the back is Rosser. She's called for the personal foul. First personal foul on Rosser. Nudge comes into the backcourt to help the Spartans get it across. Now gives it up and just turns it over. Unforced turnover again. Unforced error. And the shot and a foul on Nudge. They don't look like a team that has won 21 games this season.
Not right now. And again, you could say it was the press, but they were in the front court when that pass happened.
Just
had a couple underneath the basket where instead of taking a shot, they've tried to thread the needle and didn't get it through.
Well, Nudge turned that ball over as the first free throw is no good by Toro. She's only a 45% shooter from the line this year, so maybe it's not that bad a deal. But Dory Nudge is just a redshirt sophomore, younger player, but she has D1 experience, and that's just sloppy play at that point.
Somebody's got to get a spark here.
Free throw good by Toro. Martinez Toro makes it a 1-point game. 25-24. Titer gets it across as Julia McClure is back in the game now, partially to help beat the full court pressure for sure. Cody, pump fake, almost lost it, got it back, and now turns it over. Good anticipation and a steal right there by Vernisha Andrews. She was sitting for quite a bit of the second quarter, had 2 personal fouls. A chance for Rollins to take its first lead of the game.
That's Carey.
Got away with it though, going up strong, getting the rebound and missing again, and Cody finally grabs the board as Rosser almost put Rollins on top.
Julia McClure, nice job there. She doesn't have the muscle, didn't have the size, but hung in there as best as she can and tried to alter the shot, and it was enough to get the board.
Julia Ingram's in there. Cody, baseline jumper, good! Lauren Cody's a perfect 4 of 4 in this, her last game on the Martinez court. Makes it a 3-point game.
And unfortunately, fortunately for Lauren, but she should not be your main scoring option right now.
And a banked-in three-pointer. This game is tied. Martinez Toro banks in a shot, and we're tied at 27. There are some fans from Rollins here. Inside to Cody. Cody, skip out on top to McClure. Now the skip pass to Eshu. Tighter, lost the handle on the dribble, got it to Ingram. Ingram, baseline. Another near steal. Here's a three-point shot. Drained by Julia McClure. Just the fifth three-pointer of her career. But she's had the green light lately, and she's shooting 25%.
That's not look good.
Yeah.
It was right in our line, and I could tell when she let it go. It was, if it wasn't going to be a swish, it was going to be long or short, but not left or right.
Definitely on line. Gives the Spartans the lead back, 30-27. Here's another three-point shot, rattled around by Martinez Toro. And the Spartans stood around long enough for Venetia Andrews to sprint in and get the ball.
You know, McClure did a good job of blocking out, but nobody went and got the rebound.
Tom Jesse says that this team has done what it, basically the best it could do. And he says, and it's been good. But tonight, this is not the best the Spartans have looked. Give Rollins a ton of credit, though. Cody. Out on Ingram. Corner three. Long. Rebound hauled in by Rosser, the 5'11 redshirt junior from Orlando. Lake Nona High School. Nice steal. Beautiful play by McClure. Stayed with it, almost lost it on the sideline.
She's made a difference since coming in for Dory.
McClure had a broken nose earlier this year, was wearing a mask. Here's a three by Ingram. On the rim a couple of times, but hauled in by Andrews.
She needs to keep shooting those, though. She'll knock them down.
McClendon gives the Tars their first lead of the game at the 5:35 mark here in the third quarter. 31-30. Rollins trailed twice, maybe three times by 10 points in this game.
It was 20-10 the last time the Spartans had a 10-point lead.
I think they tied it once after that, actually. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, this is a Tars team that has come back strong. Might have been a travel by Tighter, no whistle. Spartans are not looking to shoot. Now Cody says, I am, and that's her first miss of the game.
Yep.
A tough shot, high degree of difficulty. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. McClendon defended by Cody.
Tighter
that's going to be a turnover as they kicked it out.
Tighter had 10 at the quarter.
Yeah.
Still has 10.
I know. Has not scored since the first quarter.
Hasn't really looked for a shot since then.
Timeout on the floor with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. In the third quarter, it's Rollins 31, Tampa 30 on the SSC Digital Network.
And for fresh made hot or cold subs, visit Firehouse Subs. At Firehouse, our subs are made the firefighter way. They are hot and loaded with the finest fresh sliced meats and cheeses. It's at 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard, Firehouse, founded by firemen. And your trusted Tampa Subaru dealers, Mastro Subaru. It's 6402 West Hillsborough Avenue. They've got a large Subaru inventory. They also have full-service maintenance on vehicles. And as a Spartan sponsor, watch for Mastro's UT staff and student service specials at Mastro Subaru. Our reputation rides with you. And connected via Skybridge to the Tampa Convention Center, Embassy Suites offers a convenient location. It's close to dining and entertainment in downtown Tampa. Just a few blocks from campus. Come stay in luxury at 513 South Florida Avenue in Tampa.
Jalen Harrison, who's come off the bench and done a nice job for the Rollins Tars, was a high school and Georgia State teammate of Stasia Tighter. Before finishing up at Rollins, she's the leading assist maker on this Rollins team, and the shot clock, I think, was reset at 30 during the timeout, so they're going to have to reset that. Tampa swept the Tars in the regular season, winning in Tampa 55-44. Tighter had 14 points, 10 rebounds in the game to lead UT. And then at Rollins, Malia Sullivan scored a career-high 25 in a 67-50 win. That's the most recent meeting. But as Tom Jesse told us before the game, you can forget all that stuff. It's now you're in a one-game season the rest of the way. Ball movement. They find SU open from the wing. That's her shot. No good. Good screen out there by Denise Daniels.
Spartans are 0 for 4. 1 for 4, I should say, this half on threes. 1 for 5 now.
Daniels also from Colonial High School in Orlando, along with Harrison, Tighter. Rollins leading by 1. 4:15 left, third quarter. There's the three-point shot. Back of the iron, no, and the length of Daniels. The 5'10 junior went up and got it, kept it alive, chased it down. Asia Newsom, a 5'9 freshman in the game as well. Number 5. She's got some length. Defended by Ingram. Harrison picked up by Tighter, knocked it out of bounds. There's some former teammates. Knocked out of bounds. Only 9 seconds to shoot. Tori Nudge is coming back in. Lauren Cody will sit down and get a rest. Cody with 8 points and 4 rebounds in 19 minutes. Nudge is yet to score, averaging 14 points a game. Ranks in the top 10 in the SSC. Wow. And a three again by Harrison. 34-30. Full court pressure one more time. And now, what do we have? I think the shot clock is still at 30. It did not. It reset at 30, but did not keep going. So they have to. This will allow Rollins to again set up full court pressure. Mm-hmm. Largest lead of the game for Rollins. 3:35 to play. Good job beating the press that time, but it eats up a good 8 seconds or so, and that's seconds they don't have at this end of the floor. Skip pass. Around it comes to Tighter. Give Rollins credit. They're getting out, closing out on the shooters. And a steal by Newsom, the freshman. Ball stolen back and out of bounds on the sideline. The senior McClure, good hustle.
A lot of mental mistakes right now.
Tampa with 9 turnovers and Rollins with only 4 in the game.
Rollins is just quicker right now.
Tampa looks a little shell-shocked.
Yep. 20-10, everything was going well.
Rachel Leah on top to McClendon. Now Newsom. Newsom picked up by Ingram. Here's McClendon. She doesn't look to shoot that shot. She has not attempted a 3 all season. Probably her whole career. 5 to shoot.
It's a dangerous time.
Driving and dishing to McClendon. An offensive foul is called. Good defensive play by Julia McClure.
Again, she is out there at both ends of the floor trying to will this team back.
Well, Tom Jesse told us early in the year she's our best defender, and she has proven that all season. And now she's definitely having an impact in this game, trying to keep the Spartans close. Last game, by the way, she had a career-high 3 blocked shots on top of everything else.
Touchdown.
Here's Ingram making it a 1-point deficit, knocking down the 3.
She just had a little bit more time, a little bit of space there that she hadn't had the last 2.
She's 3 of 6 from deep. All 6 of her field goal attempts have come from beyond the arc. Here's another 3 rattling around. Ball tipped out. Tighter ahead of the pack. Here comes McClendon. Can she get her? She fouls her, and free throws coming for Tighter, who will have a chance to get off that 10-point mark she's been on for a long time.
I think McClendon kind of had her mind made up. She was not going to get an easy shot on that one.
McClendon, by the way, 10 points and 8 rebounds already. I don't believe that she has a blocked shot. I'm going to check that real quick. In fact, no block shots yet for Rollins in this game, so I was correct on that. As I mentioned at the outset, McClendon averaging 2.3 blocks. That's the number 1 mark in the Sunshine State Conference.
Does anybody have a block in this game? I don't know if anybody has any.
I don't think so.
I don't remember Cody having one.
McClendon is the career block shot leader at Rollins. And still on 10 points. Tighter has missed her last 2 free throws now. Rosser comes back into the game. And also Andrews coming back in. Nice stint that time by Asia Newsom. McClendon going to get a breather. McClendon sitting down 239 career blocks. That's 2.2 for her career. So 1 out of 2, she's finally off that 10-point mark. Turnaround jumper. Off, no good. Up over the top of Nudge. And Rosser stayed with it. She's just more aggressive going to the basket to get the rebound. And now whistle on the travel. And a good call there by our lead official, Ron Ledington. We've seen him several times on this floor. He really is a terrific official.
Yes. This is a good crew.
Tom Jesse has told us he may be one of the, he might be the best in the conference. I mean, he really is a good, solid official. Does a lot of D1 games as well. But they've done a good job here. We're tied at 34. Skip pass Ingram. Moving it around into Nudge. Pump fake, drives down to the basket, and has it stolen by Rosser.
That's about the third time that's happened to Dory. She just can't seem to break herself free once she gets the pass inside.
The bulk of Rosser is really bothering Nudge. Nudge has a height advantage. And there's a two-pointer knocked down by Denise Daniels. Daniels gets her first bucket of the game. Nudge gives it up. And now the Spartans with 1 minute left. Into Nudge it goes. She is fouled on the drive by Rosser. Rosser's definitely having an impact. Has only scored 2 points and has 3 rebounds, but she is creating some havoc.
She's doing things that don't get stats, but do influence the game.
Picking up her first personal foul, her second personal foul, I should say, and here comes Tighter. Nudge, pump fake, drives down the lane, puts it up and scores. Dory Nudge with 46 seconds left in the third quarter gets her first points.
She kind of thunked into the standard when she fell down too, and she's holding her back.
Whistle and a foul. SU ran into the block there. Dory is trying to get her back to not hurt so much.
Yeah, she tumbled.
Ball out on the side. 35 seconds left. A 5-second difference between the clocks, game and shot. Harrison has really been a factor in this game. She's the leading scorer for Rollins with 11 points. Off the bench, no less. 10 to shoot. McClure has her. Now the switch to Nudge. They're trying to get it inside.
Nice
Knocked away. Great defense by McClure. Spartans have 6 to shoot. Tighter. A 3 at the buzzer will count. It's good. Julia Ingram, give her credit for knocking down yet another three-pointer. She's got 12 points on 4 of 7 from deep. But give the credit, it all started with Julia McClure.
Right, just hustling and getting the ball up to stage to Tighter. Tighter found Ingram in the corner. Ingram, again, that's the second 3 she has made, being aware of the shot clock. She had a shot clock down in the first half. This was a game clock running out the quarter. But both times she was aware. Again, she had a little space to get the shot off, but it was a question of time on this one, not a question of was anybody in her face. But 4 now she's knocked down.
Julia McClure might have had her best career game at Lynn on Saturday, even in the loss, a 53-45 loss. She had 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a career-high 3 blocks. So that's very good productivity. You know, we talked a lot about her, not in terms of offense or anything, but she is capable of scoring, and she scored nearly 1,500 points in her high school career. Did you know that?
Julia McClure?
Yes.
Wow.
More than 1,100 rebounds, 1,500 points, just under that. She's a good athlete, had 12 letters in high school, basketball, softball, and volleyball. She was the volleyball player of the year in the state of New Jersey. So Julia McClure,
athletic skills.
We're seeing you for the last time here, a senior in her second season at UT, and she's definitely made a difference. She's going to get a breather here, well-deserved rest. Actually, she's going to come right back in. She'll come in next dead ball, apparently.
Yeah.
Nudge, Tighter, Ingram, Cody, and SU on the floor right now. 3-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter.
You know, Julia McClure should have had a hockey assist for that last play.
Yeah. It all started
to Tighter,
at her end. 15 to shoot, Tighter, SU. McLennan gets out there on SU very quickly. And that's launched.
She almost did too much on that one, got too deep.
Yeah. Up and over the top, out of bounds. Rollins needing a 3 to tie. Jablonski with it. Lost the handle. Could have been a turnover, but no. The official says her hand stayed on top of the basketball, so not a carry. Driving down the lane. Shot no good. Eshu is fouled.
Yeah.
As Vernisha Andrews missed the shot so badly, she knew it was off. She went to get her own rebound and ran right into Eshu, who had the ball in her hands. Now, she becomes the first player with 3 personal fouls in the game, Vernisha Andrews. But she's staying on the floor right now, and why not? We're in the 4th quarter. Scott Lynn, Jack Ike with you. Jack will have all the baseball games, the home games for you this season. So he's just getting started. Nudge gives it around. 10 to shoot. Tighter. Ingram steps in. Little baseline jumper.
Nice.
Good.
Smart play there. She didn't have the 3. Gave the little head fake.
Her first 7 field goal attempts all came from beyond the arc. But that time,
I wasn't sure she knew how to shoot a 12-footer.
I wasn't either. I'm not sure she was. But she knocked that one down from 15 to give Tampa a 5-point lead. Spartans fell behind by 4. After leading by as many as 10 on a couple of occasions. Inside, McClendon got it, turns around and shoots over Nudge. McClendon.
She's coming on in this game.
With 12 points, 8 rebounds. She's now the leading scorer for the Rollins Tars. The leading scorer in the game is Ingram with 14 off the bench in 21 minutes. Tighter with 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Ingram. Closed out in a hurry was Daniels. Good defense that time. Tighter. Eshu really just not getting a chance. This matchup zone is causing him some problems. They just can't seem to get it. Now Nudge just lost the handle. Dory, this is the first time. Yeah, very much so. This is the first time, I was just going to say, first time we've seen her seem to just not get a little strong with the ball. It's like she's trying to do something with it before she's even catching the balls on occasion. There's a shot, no good. Eshu with a rebound. Eshu, 4th rebound of this game. Remember the season opener? 16 rebounds in her first and only career double-double. This is her final game, at least in Tampa. If the Spartans win, she'll have, of course, 1 or more games in Fort Lauderdale. 7:10 left. Tighter. Quickly picked up. The Spartans are moving the ball around, but good shifting defense by the Tars. Ingram cutting the basket, was underneath. Good pass, but Ingram didn't finish.
She was a little too low, though, when she got the pass.
Under 7 minutes to play. 3-point lead for Tampa. Driving and a whistle and a foul. Jablonski, 58% shooter from the line on the year, will go to shoot 2.
Well, Rollins needs this win just to extend the season. Yep. Tampa could be hurting itself. They're 5th in the region right now, and if you don't move on to your Final 4, that may drop you 3 or 4 spots.
I know you're 21-7, but you're right. It's certainly not guaranteed that. And again, you're talking NCAA tournament.
Yes.
Getting into the South region. McClure is going to come out. Cody comes in. Here comes Chris Nelson in as well for Ingram. Ingram sits down. Game's top scorer with 14 points.
I would think that'll be a brief sit.
But, yeah, you're right. Tars have to win to keep their season alive.
I mean, their only NCAA hope is to win the conference tournament.
Exactly.
Whereas the Spartans, I would think, need to make the Final 4.
Tighter lost the ball over and back.
Yep. 11 turnovers now, 5 this half. And they haven't necessarily been turnovers because of pressure.
Yeah. And that's actually their 12th. They just updated. So 6 this half, 6 of the 12 in this half. So they're on pace. They have more turnovers than the first half. Turnaround jumper is good by Rosser.
Back in the lead.
And the Rollins fans who have made the trip are very excited and boisterous. Tampa, not a very big crowd here tonight on the home court. Not really a home court advantage for UT.
Other than the familiarity of the home floor, not the home crowd.
Nelson drives, kicks it out. This should be 3 for Eshu. It's no good. And a double-double for McClendon. 8th double-double of the season. A whistle and a foul from behind. Cody. 12 points, 10 rebounds for McClendon. And 5:49 remaining. A whistle and a foul on Cody, her second. So Cody has 2. Ingram has 2. Nobody else has more than 1 from the Tampa side. Andrews has 3 fouls. McClendon, Rosser, and Jablonski all have 2 for Rollins.
Now just going to get that last rest before the stretch run.
Chris Nelson is guarding Harrison. That's a good matchup. A lot of good quickness for both of them. Andrews on top. Rosser, a 2-pointer.
Wow.
She swished it. She hasn't made a 3-pointer all season. That was not a 3, but that one looked pretty.
Yeah.
She was just inside the line. 44-41.
That's the biggest lead of the game for Rollins.
Nelson zips to Eshu. Eshu was catching that, not in the shooting position. She had her arms up as if she was catching a pass. And there's a whistle and travel in the backcourt after the steal, Jablonski. The Rollins fans thought that she was fouled. Yeah, thought there might have been a bump.
She might have been.
Timeout on the floor. Just under 5 minutes left here in regulation. It's Rollins 44, Tampa 41. You're watching it all on TampaSpartans.tv and the SSC Digital Network.
And Walter's Press Box on Southdale Mabry, Tampa's original sports emporium and eatery. The Press Box located at 222 Southdale Mabry. And the Barnes & Noble Campus Bookstore, all your needs in one spot. Open Monday through Saturday, located on the first floor of the Vaughn Center. You can shop online at utampa.bncollege.com. Official chariot of the Spartans is Mart's First Class Coach. If you need to charter a bus, go online to www.martz, M-A-R-T-Z, first.com.
Well, you raised a great point a moment ago, Jack, and something I hadn't even thought of was that NCAA tournament bid is definitely in jeopardy if you don't win on your home floor in the quarterfinals of your conference tournament.
Right.
And you have home court advantage.
To a 7 seed. You're not doing yourself any favors.
No. You got to win the game, I think, to make sure. You know, if you don't advance out of the semifinals, then maybe you're still in pretty good shape. But right now, Tampa has some work to do with the basketball and a fresh 30. Inbound to Eshu. Eshu on top. The zone has caused Tampa problems today. Tampa's made 8 of 18 from deep, and now again, Tom Jesse's beside himself over there.
Yeah.
Tampa bench.
A little look of anxiety on his face that you don't normally see. I mean, he's had pressure situations, but I think he's a little bit just confused about what's going on.
Well, it's hard to beat any team 3 times in a season, and now a blocking foul is called on McClure. That's her third. Check that. It's her first. I'm sorry.
Not much more she could do there.
Check that. That's her first foul. I was thinking it was Ingram. Ingram has 2. So inbounding here. 3 fouls for Tampa here in this quarter. Just 1 for Rollins. So Tampa's not anywhere close to getting into the 2-shot situation. McClendon. Rollins trying to get its largest lead of the game. A whistle and foul.
On the wrist there.
So that's McClure, her second foul.
So
both of them coming here within seconds. 2 free throws coming for Rosser. She's a 75% free throw shooter. She had been coming off the bench much of the season, but in her first start of the season at Barry on February 16th, she had 19 points, 10 rebounds, a season-high 10 boards, a double-double, her only double-double of the season, but she's been in the starting lineup since, and she's made a difference. largest lead of the game with 4 minutes and 13 seconds to play. Rollins, it's Rollins' largest lead, I should say. Tampa led by as many as 10. Right now, it doesn't matter what the largest lead was for Tampa.
No.
Spartans are down with 4 minutes remaining. They're down 5. Cody, tighter, Ingram. The skip pass, so dangerous. Got it. Now they got it back to Ingram. 4-3. No good. Rebound, Harrison. They are so relying on the three-point shot now. If Rollins scores here, it could be very difficult for Tampa to come back. The way the Tars have played defense, that zone has extended and gotten out to the shooters. And when they've had open shots, not every time have the Spartans been able to knock it down. Up to the basket.
Wow.
Rachel Leah. She's got 4 points, and it's a 7-point lead for Rollins. Tighter to Ingram. Ingram had a shot, didn't take it. It goes into Cody. She almost traveled. Indecision. Tighter finally hits. And a timeout called here by Tom Jesse. 48-43 with 3:01 remaining. And frankly, I think it's up to Tighter to just take over the game here on the Tampa end, because
she might have done that earlier.
Yeah, it's been they've been waiting for her. That's her first field goal since the first quarter when she scored 10 points.
I think Dory Nudge has to get back in there and not realize that every move she has to make is to try to get a layup. She should be okay with settling for a 6-foot jump shot, just facing the defender and taking the shot.
Well, it was a 12-2 start to the fourth quarter for Rollins. That basket makes it a 12-4 quarter, but it's not been good. Timeout on the floor, 3:01 left, 48-43 Rollins.
The Crown Plaza offers business travelers high levels of comfort, service, and amenities. Visit Crown Plaza Hotels and Resort. Crown Plaza, it is the place to meet. And if you're thirsty, grab a Pepsi. Pepsi's been bringing fun and refreshment to consumers for more than 100 years. Pizza Hut is a proud supporter of UT Athletics. Call Pizza Hut today locally here at 813-251-3399 to get your pizza delivered right to your doorstep.
The last game we saw on this floor, Tampa beat Eckerd 53-37.
Yeah.
Eckerd won its first round game, its quarterfinal round game tonight over Lynn handily. So the winner of this game gets Eckerd. But Eckerd, Paul Hunsinger, and his team probably looking at this going, wow, are you kidding?
Right.
Tampa might lose on its home floor? And a nice block by Cody. Cody, 14 blocks the last 2 times these two teams met. That's a big defensive play. I don't know if she'll get credit for a block, but most important thing, she got the ball. Tighter, off the screen. It's a 2-point jumper. It's around and out, no good. No white jerseys on the board that time. Denise Daniels pulled it down easily.
4 blue shirts.
Harrison, 2:20 to play. 5-point Rollins lead. They got tapped away, out of bounds, off Tighter. 13 seconds to shoot for Rollins. It is got to be a sense of urgency for Tampa.
Right.
Meantime, Rollins can be very patient, get a nice shot.
And it doesn't have to be a 3, but take it to the hoop and see if you can get the foul.
A 3-point shot by Leah is no good. Cody with a good rebound. Her 6th board to go with 8 points. Cody, the senior, having a nice game here, but can the Spartans come back? Tighter, thought about a 3, didn't take it. Now Tighter, into the lane, drives, kicks, Ingram. They get out there in a hurry. Nudge, free throw line jumper, hard.
That's the shot I thought she should be taking.
McClendon with her 11th board. 1:42 to play. 5-point lead for Rollins. Glenn Wilkes Jr., 708 career wins. If this team wins tonight, this would be one that he would really enjoy.
Yep.
Be pretty special for him. Remember, he was the coach when Tom Jesse won his 500th career win back on January 9th here at the University of Tampa. 5 to shoot. They're not going to get a shot away. Well, they do. They just got it away. Bounced a long rebound. Cody went and got it.
All right.
1:10 remaining. The Spartans have to have a sense of urgency here.
Yeah. It's nice to set the offense up, but you can't. Somebody's just got to say, I'm going to score.
Trying to get it in the hands of Tider. Tider to Eshu. Eshu. Baseline jumper. No good. Rebound. Daniels. And now with under a minute to play, the Spartans are going to be forced to foul. And then it's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Jalen Harrison. 46 seconds left. Well, give credit to these Rollins girls. These women have come out and played great defense, extended that zone. There's been no easy shots for Tampa. And as the game went along and they came back from that 10-point deficit, you could just see them.
Yes,
the confidence
built.
Yep, momentum on their side.
Spartans all of a sudden didn't want to be the one with the ball shooting.
Harrison's season high is 13 points against U Sciences. She's now got 2 free throws, and she's got 13 points, tying her season high. Most importantly, with 46 seconds left, Rollins has a 7-point lead over Tampa.
And the Courtyard by Marriott is located at 3805 West Cypress here in Tampa. It's the official host hotel of the Spartans. So when you visit, be sure to ask for the UT rate. You'll get huge savings. Courtyard by Marriott is simply refreshing. Just trying to check on some men's basketball scores. I think we gave you, I'll run through the women's scores again. Can I find them here? Where'd they go?
Is that your bracket here?
That's men.
Oh, that's the men.
Here it is. Florida Southern, the number 1 seed, beat Berry, the 8 seed, 89-71. Nova Southeastern, the 4 seed, beat Embry-Riddle, the 5 seed, 85-79. And Eckerd, the number 3 seed, beat Lynn, the number 6 seed, 76-55. Winner of this game will play Eckerd at 2:30 on Saturday. Noon Saturday is the women's game, first semifinal game between Florida Southern and Nova Southeastern. Championship game is Sunday at 1 o'clock. Those games are in Fort Lauderdale, hosted by Nova Southeastern.
Rollins 11-15 on the season. Tampa 21-7 in the regular season. Throw out the records. That's what they say. It's March, and the madness has begun here in Tampa. Inbound, it comes to Eshu. They've got to look to score in a hurry. Ingram, catch and shoot 3.
Nope.
Off the side of the backboard, and now a whistle and a foul on Cody. 2 free throws coming with 39.6 seconds remaining. Well, this Rollins team, again, had lost 4 of its last 5. They played here in Tampa, what was it, January. They were 8-4, 5-1 in the conference, and it looked like they were going to contend.
And I remember that game being big.
Yeah, instead they lost. And they lost 11 of their last 14 games. But they have come to play here starting in the second quarter. They just started to chip away, and once they caught up, they moved ahead. This is their largest lead, 9 points, and the Spartans are in deep trouble.
They trailed 15-7 at the quarter, still trailed 25-21 at half, and it's been a different game since.
Interestingly, no timeout called there to move the ball into the front court by Tom Jesse, saving it perhaps, and that's going to do it.
Yeah.
That will pretty much seal the deal. Rachel Leal will go to the line to shoot a couple free throws. She's their best free throw shooter. Last year, she shot 88% from the line. She's leading the team this year at 81%. And I think perhaps Tom Jesse was hoping they could hit a 3 there, maybe foul, and then move it into the front court. But with 26.6 seconds left, Tampa looks like they will lose here in the quarterfinals of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament, as Rollins will be moving on.
Rollins is 10 of 11 this half. 11 of 12 from the free throw line this half. The difference in the scoring right now is the free throws.
54-43. Yeah, you're right.
There's probably more to it than that, but in terms of straight up points.
Tampa just 5 of 7. Tider knocks down the shot. She's now 15 points. She runs up and grabs the foul with a 9-point deficit with 9.1 seconds. So Tider's last game here on the University of Tampa floor, the Bob Martinez Athletic Center. She knocked down that shot. She should have 15 points now. 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm being honest when I think that the seeding gods are going to have to be nice to the Spartans here.
Yeah.
They were 5th coming into the region.
Hopefully they would look at the body of work. Again, we talked about it. They were 8-5 away from the Martinez Athletic Center, 13-2 at home. They won 21 out of 28 in the regular season, and against good Sunshine State Conference teams. So you finish second in the conference, you at least get a look.
Yes.
But they didn't do themselves any favors. Final seconds ticking down, and the Rollins Tars have upset the University of Tampa here in the quarterfinal round of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. Look at those happy Rollins players. Congratulations to the Tars of Glenn Wilkes Jr. He was so gracious when Tom Jesse won his 500th career game against him back in January. I'm sure Tom will be just as gracious this time around, giving Glenn his kudos. As Rollins moves on to the semifinal round, Tampa's season hopefully is not over, but they have to get an at-large berth.
It shouldn't be, but they didn't help themselves.
No. So they end up now, they'll be looking at 22-8 as a record and a second-place finish in the SSC. Hopefully that's enough to get them in one of the top 8 spots. In the is it 8 or 6? No,
8.
It's 8, right? Okay.
Yep.
So let's quickly get you some stats here. We do have the final score, 56-45. Tyder leads the way for Tampa, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Ingram with 4 of 9 from three-point land. She was the only other Tampa player in double-figure scoring with 14 points. 8 points and 7 rebounds for Lauren Cody in her last game here on this floor. Nice job by Lauren Cody, but really a tough performance for the rest of the team. Eshu was just 1 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 6 from deep, 3 points. Dory Nodge, 1 of 8 from the field, just 2 points to go with her 6 rebounds. Malia Sullivan, who scored a career-high 25 points at Rollins, played only 3 minutes and did not score.
Yep.
For the Rollins Tars, Harrison, off the bench, leads the way with a season-high tying 13 points. She was 3 of 7 from deep, had 3 rebounds, a couple of assists. Jalen Harrison, Stasia Tyder's former teammate in high school and college, comes up big here in the SSC tournament game in Tampa. 12 points for McClendon, 11 rebounds. It was her 8th double-double of the season. The senior gets to play at least one more game.
Yes, and that was the goal. Move on to Fort Lauderdale and see what you can do and wreak some havoc there. Obviously, they're going to play with some confidence.
8 points for Rosser in, again, a starting role, and 8 points, 3 rebounds, and a lot of intimidations and bulk being thrown around inside. 5 points for Jablonski. Martinez Toro had 4 points, 2 points for Andrews, 6 points off the bench for both Daniels and Leah. And so a nice game. I do believe everybody got in the game today.
Seemed like it.
Conti Pluviosi did as well. I don't think I mentioned her name, but I apologize for that. And that's going to pretty much do it from here. So,
well, we knew this was the last game we were going to do this year. We did not think this would be the ending for the game. We thought it would be just to wish them luck moving on in the tournament.
Yep, we wish Rollins good luck.
Yes,
in the SSC tourney, and we wish some good luck come South Region draft pick time, if you will, for the Spartans. Hopefully the season isn't over. Hopefully they get an invitation into the NCAA tournament.
And again, thanks to everybody here at UT for allowing us to do these games. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. A pleasure working with you, my friend.
We'll do it. Maybe we'll do it again.
Maybe one day.
Okay.
So for Jack Ike, this is Scott Lynn saying once again, thank you very much for being with us. Again, the final in Tampa. Rollins 56, the University of Tampa 45. You saw it all here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.